Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's been real cold here the last probably week or so, and we had a casualty. This 2018 GMC Terrain. At work yesterday I got a text saying that it wouldn't start. So anyway, when I got home I tried it. Sure enough, it wouldn't start. The lights inside would work, but it wouldn't turn over. So we ended up with a dead battery. Now this is almost 7 years old now, so the battery did pretty good to last that long, really. But anyway, we're going to have to change the battery today in this. Okay, so what you want to do to find out if the battery's good or bad, you got to have a voltmeter. Now I measured this last night, and it was down to, it was reading 8 volts. Now, if I measure it now, it's right where it should be. So I'll put the probes on it here. And you'll see it's reading 12.4, which isn't really that bad, but here's the thing. I boosted it last night and I let it run for half an hour, and then I brought it in the garage because it had been sitting outside for probably a few days. So what you might want to do in this case, especially if your battery's not real old, like I said, this one's 7 years old. That's why I can't trust it anymore. I know there's no draw on the car. That's another thing. No one left the headlights on, and as far as I know, there's no draw on the battery. If there is, it just started to happen. But anyways, what you could do is remove the battery, take it to a parts store, and they can load test it. Now, like I said, I'm not going to do that in this case. The battery's almost 7 years old, and I don't want them to be at work or something and the car not start. So we're going to put a new battery in. But this is one thing to test is the voltage on the battery. Also, another thing that I did is when I did get it boosted and started, I done the same thing. Just put the probes on the battery, and with the car running, you can tell if it's charging or not. It was a little over 15 volts. That tells me the alternator is charging. So what it come down to is the cold weather and the battery being old. It was sitting, like I said, it wasn't in the garage. Normally it's in the garage, but it's been outside for probably a week now. And it started every day except for yesterday. And so to me that just means the battery's pretty well wore out. But again, if you're on a budget and you really don't have the money to buy a new battery, what you can do is take it and have it load tested, because right now it's holding a pretty good charge. But again, it's sitting inside a heated garage. But anyway, I'm going to show you now how to remove the battery. Okay, so I've never removed the battery from this before, but I went around and checked all the bolts, and I'm thinking there's just this one, and I have to release the terminals, and that should allow me to get it out, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, the first thing you want to do is start with the negative terminal. And the reason you always want to remove the negative terminal first is a simple fact: if you happen to ground out, if you're removing the negative and you ground out, nothing happens. But if you try removing the positive and you ground out, you'll get sparks. So always do the negative first. So we're going to start here. It's a 10 millimeter. That should allow me to remove that. Yeah. So we'll set that off the side. And I don't know what all's holding this on. I'm going to remove the positive terminal. You don't have to remove it all together, just get it loose so it'll come off. So there's the positive. Like I said, I'm not sure what's holding this on to the battery. Anyway, we'll move on to the post, or the hold down. I'll just set them over in here. Okay, so that just flips up. That comes right off. So I'm thinking if I get a screwdriver, I can release that. Okay, so that one's released. And it looks like this one is fastened over here. I think we're going to have to disconnect this. So pull that. That should come right off. Sometimes these are a bugger to figure these out. Just lock that way, release it that way. There. Now we should be able to flip that over. Maybe not. Should be able to get the battery out, I think. Okay, so it might have been easier just to unhook these so we can get the battery in and out a lot easier, but anyway, I got it out. So now we're gonna have to go to the parts store and get a new battery. Okay guys, we're back from Napa. We bought the Legend Premium. They load tested the old battery and it failed. So we got this one here and it was 300 bucks. Last time I bought a battery it was like 150. But anyway, I'm gonna use the voltmeter to check the voltage in it. Okay, it's measuring 13 volts, so it's a good battery. Okay, next, I'll put this black cover back on, and then we'll pick her up and put her in. Okay, so as I mentioned, removing these here would probably make it easier. But I've had them break before, so I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to manhandle it in here. So I have to kind of tilt it. Okay, so we got her back in. So I'll snap this back on. That's on there good. Okay, next we'll put the hold down back in. It just, that goes into here. So I'll tighten them down. It's 10 millimeter. Just get it tight, you don't have to go crazy with it. Okay, so I want to connect this back up again. Not sure exactly what it is, what it does, but connect and hit the lock. So that's locked in. And I believe that it slides on here to hold it. Now, with the ground wire still disconnected, we'll connect the positive cable. Pull that off. And if these are dirty, if this had a lot of corrosion or something on it, you want to clean that. Okay, we can just lift this up. You want to get in there a little easier. You want to snug this up. You don't want to go too tight, but you want it on there good. Now we can connect our ground wire back up. Got a little bit of a spark. Snug it up, don't go too tight. Okay, that should be everything. Okay, moment of truth. Oh, she started. Okay, so another thing I'm going to do is Now that I got it started, I'm going to let it run for 15 minutes or so just to get some charge into the battery. So I'm also going to check it again, make sure it's charging. I know it is, but I'll just show you that to be sure it's not the alternator. Okay, we'll put one probe on the positive, one on the ground, and you can see that it's charging at like 14.5, 14.6. Now if it stayed the same as what it was when it was off, like 13, then you know something was up with the charging system. But this one here is good. Okay, what it comes down to is the battery was 7 years old and just needed to be replaced. So anyway guys, hope this video helps somebody out, and we'll catch you in the next one.